Okay, this is Mario with MIA Microflight, and I'm going to do a little bit of a rant here uh, because I've been watching some videos that have come out recently with the Anycubic i3 Cobra, I believe it's the name. It's a multicolor printer setup. It comes, if you buy the combo, it comes with a machine and also comes with a unit that houses the four color reels. It's self-contained, and you can buy that combo for about I think under $500, which is not really bad because that is what I paid. It's about close to what I paid for one of these machines. This is the Anycubic i3 Mega, and anybody that has been watching my videos and hear me talk about these things, I did some not reviews, but just some other videos on some other machines that I also bought from Two Trees. You can look at those videos and just see my comments there and why I bought these machines. My number one, I should start this video by saying that my number one issue that I have with most of these machines, in fact, I would say about 99% of the machines that have come out since the Anycubic was released, have the display on the side. And if somebody can explain to me with some level of common sense and logic in reasoning why this thing is on the side here and not why machines are not embedding them like this. And let me show you some other machines that have the same kind of nice, flat, easy access, clean, unobstructed display embedded on the base. Are the Two Trees machines. Here's a Two Trees Sapphire. It's a Core XY machine. You can see the manual there from Two Trees Sapphire Pro 5, version 5, I believe that is what this machine. I've had this machine not very long, but I bought it just before this company, I don't even know if this company's still around. They decided to go with a newer model which has the display. Again, they took the display from that nice base. You can see how that display is not really center inside this unit here. I mean, I like symmetry, and that's why I like center displays on the base of the machines. But I bought this machine and another one that's not that's just a gantry type machine from this company here that has also the display at the front, and the very nice displays. This one developed some issues with the fan. That's why I have it open here, and I'm actually powering the fan connector, which is here. It typically plugs into the fan socket here on the motherboard. The motherboard has it's probably a couple or one blown MOSFET here that drives the fan. And so in order for me not to take this apart completely, I decided to do this setup here. This is powering the 12-volt power supply that I have hooked up here, and so that's how I was running some parts that I needed to run rather quickly on this machine. But eventually I'm going to be fixing that. But the point here is that this display on this machine, as you can see, it is very similar to the Anycubic on the base, and the other machine that's also from this company also has the displays at the center here. That's the I forget the name, but it's from the same company. Let me go back to my Anycubic here, which is my this machine. I will never part with these machines here because I really like this machine. It's been a workhorse like no other machine that I've owned. I own several machines, including my own design. If you watch my videos, on 3D printing, you can see some of my own designs, Core XYs, very, very unique machines that I have built. But this machine here has been my workforce, and this is number 4. I have a few of these machines that run parts. Sometimes I run them full on all the time. Lately, I have been not doing too much work except for the larger core scale MIA Quicksilver style RC ultralights, and so these are the parts that belong to that. You can see the seat over there, but these machines have been a workhorse. And if you're looking at the table and you're looking kind of this sort of surface here, it's because I've been using glue sticks lately to hold the parts much better. And this is, by the way, washable stuff. So I use this to hold the parts even better on these surfaces, because I've had these machines for a while, and the surface is I believe, gotten a little worn out. the ultra bass, great bass that the any original Anycubic sold these machines with. I don't know if they're selling this anymore. What I see is these removable bases on some of these machines, and that's another thing that bothers me a lot. I don't care for those removable. I have another machine that has that removable plate, and this is that other machine that has the removable plate. You can remove this plate right here. Right now this plate is magnetic, but it's you can remove this plate right here. It's just a metal plate that's attached via these magnets here. But on this one, what I ended up doing after that material that they supply these plates with wore out, I ended up putting my own fiberglass sheet here. So I've been printing. I print on this really thin fiberglass sheet that's actually glued onto the metallic plates, and so I've been printing some parts that way. I don't use the machine that often. I mean, I like this machine because, check this out. This is the other thing I really like about this machine, and I bought it very inexpensive. One of the things that when I bought the machine is the price. I think I paid $100 for this machine. They were advertising it for that price. This is the I believe this is the MPI 10. It's the mini. I upgraded this with these yellow covers here, but it's a basic machine. If you set it up correctly, it does print quite nice. And I also like the fact that this control here, that the display rather, is solid on this machine. I've said this in some other videos, when I talk about these machines, why I like these machines, because this one's at the center. It's kind of floating here, but it's a solid metal base that they attach this to. I would have preferred this to be similar to the Anycubic on the base, just cover and clean. And so this is just another machine that I really like, for these things that I just said, features like this that is easily removable and easy to access, all these things, the hot end and fans, if you need to work on this. And so this machine really needs a little bit more work here. Ultimately, it developed an issue with the power supply, so I need to take it apart and fix the power supply. It's not a big deal for me. So getting back to this, and I don't mean to be rude, and I don't mean to be vulgar or rude when I say this, but to me, if somebody can explain to me the stupidity, and I'm going to use that word to kind of draw attention to this issue here with these machines, to me it's stupidity of putting a panel that is embedded in a base, is clean inside of the way, it has no risk factor of getting ruined, getting damaged. Stupidity of putting these fucking things, excuse my wording again, on the side here. I'm a little ticked off, when I see machines with this stupid thing on the side here. Number one, unless it's rigidly fixed to the side with a metal plate, it has it has the risk factor of getting broken by you accessing that. Putting this on the side is just crazy. It's just stupid. That's why I'm saying the stupidity of this thing. Somebody can explain to me. You're not going to convince me because I'm already sold on this. But if somebody can explain to me, I would like to hear some comments or just some thoughts on this. Why they every freaking machine that's out there 3D printing, and I have a hard time buying upgrading my Anycubics, which I mean they work fine. There's no need to upgrade. I have dialed these machines. I have done some very minor mods, to improve on the workings, and also sometimes on the aesthetics of this machine. Very minor. For example, these springs is an upgrade. I have some knobs on some other ones that I designed, to replace these knobs here, but that's not an issue. Those are minor things. More of an issue is the hot end, making sure that it's got good flow, cooling flow, and having a light underneath is also helpful, LED lights. So those are the things that I've done. I've done complete covers here and made my own sort of setups here. I mean, I've done all that stuff, but I have always come back to the basic setup of the Anycubic machine because it's fine the way it is designed, and I made thousands of parts on these machines with excellent consistency. Granted, you need to tweak and sometimes replace the nozzles. That's a given with any machine. But these machines are very, very solid, and the fact that this right here, for me, this is the cream of the crop, or the icing on the cake, as they say, because this is nice and clean, flat, clean. If I need to clean the machine, all I have to do is just run a very mildly damped paper towel and just clean the surface really easy. I don't have this stupid thing here that these machines come with. This displays on the side here. It's really stupid for me. I cannot accept this. I just cannot find any logical reasoning for putting this. If I were to design a machine, this is the way I would do it. Every single machine should be designed this way, and I have said this till I'm blue in the face, because it really ticks me off. Going from this to this is kind of backwards. I hate these things being on the side here. Not only because of the risk factors that I just explained. Another thing is this stupid thing protrudes. It totally distracts from the appeal of the machine. Having this stupid thing stick out, or sometimes they put them on top. It's crazy. This should be at the base here, nice and clean, tucked as the original Anycubic. So I am dead set on the Anycubic, and I don't care what anybody says. I may be, they might think I'm a little crazy, or maybe too extreme in these details. But for me, this machine is a solid machine. I don't care for bells and whistles. Sometimes just give me a basic machine that is consistent and repetitive in the output, and that is easy to work on. Very just with the basic stuff. So this is my rant in consideration that Anycubic, and I've never had any issues with Anycubic, except one time I had issues with them supplying me some parts that they said they were going to supply to me, and then they actually, after much going back and forth as you typically do with Chinese made products, I finally got at least I think they sent me one power supply for one machine that developed an issue with the power supply. But other than that, I can pretty much fix those things myself, and so I don't require too much technical assistance from the company. And I really liked Anycubic in the original form that it was designed. I really love these machines. The Anycubic i3 Mega has been my babies, and reason why I have many of these machines. I have seen a lot of 3D printing equipment out there. And coming from a 3D printing, early 3D printing environment. I mean, I used to run one of the first SLA machines in the country here back in the late 80s, early 90s. I was hired by a company to do that, especially just run the machine, manage the machine, run the machine. And I even had some ideas on how to upgrade one of those first machines, because they didn't have a wiper. Because when you work with SLA, some of the first SLA machines, laser over a vat of photosensitive resin, you need a wiper. Now machines have that, and I think they're even more advanced than that. I have not looked into those commercial or more industrial machines, but I used to run one of those first machines that did not have the wiper, and so waiting for that first layer to solidify and as the platform would come down and coat the surface to start the second layer, and so on and so forth. It took a long time, and so but that's my experience with 3D printing. It goes that far, so I totally understand the 3D printing process and what can be done, and how far you can take these things, and why I am pro simplicity, common sense. Simplicity, common sense, and I really hate these freaking things that they put on these machines. I see a machine with that, and it just totally I get disillusioned. And the machine may be very good machine, but the fact that it has this stupid thing on the side here, the display, and not on the basis, I think every single machine should have. It really right there it kills my interest in the machine. But I have been looking at the Anycubic Cobra 3, which is multicolor, and I have been looking at that, not so much because of these uh, because of the display, but because of the colors. Um, it comes with a separate unit that contains all the four colors, and it's got four tubes, obviously, because each color needs to be fed into the hot end. But so from that perspective, I mean, it's great that you can do now colors. I don't really have products that require full color. Full color is somebody that would be into cosplay type items, or even making maybe frames, picture frames in color, with 3D printed, in layers, or people that make toys, they require multicolor things. I do mechanical stuff. A lot of my parts are for mechanical applications, and so they don't need to be multicolor. And so I do not have the need for that. I mean, for right now, I'm looking at that machine as from sort of that's interesting, that how they're doing that process, how they're embedding the colors, and what's happening in that process as you switch from one color to the other. That's more my interest in how are they doing that. What are they doing with the excess material that gets spewed out, or what they call the poop, filament poop. What happens to that, and how much of a waste there is, and does that justify for my needs? So you have to justify. You gotta buy machines according to your needs. For my needs, like I said, I don't require 4D printing for what I'm doing, but it would be nice to have something that I can make toys for little kids. For not so much for sale, but for my grandkids, stuff like that. And it just is more of a fad than anything that I would be using it for on a daily basis. But so from that perspective, I've been showing a little interest in that machine, the full color processing. But I believe that the way they're approaching the full color processing with filament is not the way to go with a 3D printing system. And I have my own ideas that I have. I haven't shared those. They're in the back of my mind. They're on some drawings that I've done over the years on how to do a three color 3D printing machine without the approach that 3D printers use. With the filament. It's kind of a little. In my perspective, it's a little backwards to what can really be achieved if we only think outside the box. And I'm just going to say that much, because I don't want to give too much information on that, and you can take it as you will, whether I'm on the right track or not, just by that information that I just said. But anyway, getting back to the real subject of this video, is that I just don't like this. To me is stupid. And if somebody can in the comments can try to convince me, let's see if you can convince me why this thing is better than this right here. Mario once again, and I love my Anycubics. One thing that I forgot to complete is talking about the I should cover that as part of this video, before I end up this video, is that the surface here, like I was saying, the Ultra base has been a great base. But over the years, I've had some machines since they first came out, and you can go look up when these machines were released, and you can guesstimate the amount of years that I've been using these machines. And to this day, 2025 January, these machines are still awesome machines. Great machines, at least for me. If you have a similar machine, and you're somewhat of a techie, kind of repair your own stuff, I think you'll agree with me, because these machines are also not for just anybody. If you know how to fix things, a little bit about electronics, that you can repair boards, change MOSFETs, to change capacitors, to bring back power supplies, those type of things. I think you'll agree that that these machines are pretty nice machines. Some of the upgrades also, I mentioned the lighting here, the fan, the springs here. I've also done things to improve on the cable system here. On some of them, I replaced the cable with silicone sheeted wires, so that they're a little more flexible instead of this wire cable that they use on some of these machines. On my very first one, that one actually broke, and it shorted. So as soon as I saw that, I replaced the cable. I didn't say anything to Anycubic, because for the most part these cables are pretty decent. You know, they can withstand a lot of back and forth flexing, but it's better just to have a more flexible cable and a better solution. And some other ones, I've done some other ideas, you know, with the cable to remove some of that risk factor that these cables may have after so much use and abuse. So it's another little enhancement here. The other enhancement that I've done to these machines is on the side here. This is actually PETG that I'm running here, but on another machine that's right next to this one. On this machine, this is machine number 1. Actually, this was my first machine that I bought. And then on this one right here, what I've done here, I'm just using this Teflon tubing, 2 pieces. One is inserted in there, and the other one is inserted in here, inside these parts right here, to be able to. And they're cut on an angle, sort of conical at the tip of each of these Teflon tubings. This is a mod that surfaced when people were trying to print flexible filament like this TPU filament. So this is TPU right here, and this will not work without this as well. So you need these Teflon tubing here just to keep the material from coiling itself and running outside the track of these gears right here. So this is kind of right up to the gear, one on top and one on the bottom, so that keeps the filament from coiling back, and especially when you retract. So that's another modification that I've done to these machines. And as I was saying, as far as the table, I am using this invisible washable Elmer's glue stick. This is the pink stuff that is it goes on clear, and it's really easy to wash this stuff right here. So I started using. I never really cared for this until I started having a little bit of issues with the parts adhering to the surface, and I think it's because the surfaces have been have worn out, you know, over the years. You know, they don't have those little that surface, that gripping surface anymore. So instead of replacing this, which can be a little bit expensive, you know, I think these things are. I think they still sell the Anycubic Ultra Base. You can see how it's got that carbon fiber sort of pattern there that would grip the material. So I've been using lately glue sticks. It's kind of ugly because the surface, it gets like this, but these parts come out really well because they really grab onto the surface of the glue stick. And this is nothing new because people have used glue stick before, you know, before they even had the Ultra Base. They were using glue sticks, but this stuff is great because it's washable. So every part that comes out of here comes out really nice. The first layer is really adheres to the surface, provided that you coat this nice and even, and you don't have any, you know, uneven surfaces. But once the parts come out, then you just simply run them in a little bit of warm water, and you just scrub it with a sponge, and that wipes right out. In fact, you can also wipe this out with a damp cloth or damp sponge or paper towel, and it'll wipe out that film that is left over from the glue stick. So every part, it gets a new coating of glue stick. I also use you know, a spray like this. You know, this is window cleaner. I sprayed a little bit. This is a little bit of ammonia, and then once it softens up the existing layer or film that's here from the glue stick, I simply just spread it out with my spatula, and it flattens out that surface, and I can still use this just by applying a little bit of this Windex spray here, and I can go printing, you know, more and more, and so that's how I've been taking care of the adhesion. It's not really an issue, but just having every part solidly adhere to the first layer, nice and clean. So I'm pretty much sold on this. I bought a box of this, and I go through these things like water, you know, because I'm always printing parts, and every single part since I started doing this actually recently, about maybe a few months ago. So this is new for me. But up to that point, all these machines have been printing just fine, provided provided the filament is set to the right temperature, and also the table. But this is working great for me. So I don't mind having this this surface a little kind of I don't know, a little messy here. But this can easily be cleaned with just a damp cloth, just with water, and you'll end up with a nice nice base again. So anyway, that's my other thing that I've been doing with these machines, and it's working just fine for me. But once again, if somebody can explain to me, try to convince me, because I'm still trying to find somebody that can explain the silliness of having this thing here. And like I said, once again, I apologize, but I get so upset seeing these machines with this stupid thing on the side here, the display, the display on the side instead of on the base here is what I believe every machine, every 3D printer should have. That light like that. I don't know why they don't do the same. Yeah, you're probably using a little higher base here, but this is not, you're probably not spending any more in terms of manufacturing any more money in doing a base like that than a base that you use for a regular 3D printers, the way they're coming out. The other thing that I have an issue with the Cobra 3 and similar machines is that they have this stupid thing sticking out here, this track right here, instead of hiding in underneath, away from the surface here. This freaking thing sticks out here, so it's like having a servo over here. I don't know if that's a servo, or I haven't looked too deep into that to find out why they have this box right here sticking out like this. It totally bothers me, all these protrusions on these machines, when you have an excellent point of reference here with the Anycubic. It's nice and clean. The angle it's great. The tower it's solid. Everything's the motors are hidden in the back. They're not in the front. I mean, it's kind of stupid, the way they come out with these new machines. And there may be some reasoning, from the manufacturer, from people that designed this, but for me, that is stupid. This machine is clean. Hidden motors at the back. There's no protrusions right here on the mechanics here, and there's no. That thing really bugs the hell out of me. Mario, once again, sorry to be this nasty with my approach to design and just what I think a 3D printer, the way I think a 3D printer should be designed. But it's just me. Put it in the comments below if you care to comment. I don't get very many comments. I don't get very many views. I don't care for that. I just wish somebody would say things the way they are, point blank, no bullshit. All right, once again, thanks for watching.